it's Becca and welcome to the Carriage House Homeschool. This is our very first fall haul for 2022, so I'm really excited to get this channel back up and going. We're a little late starting school this year. We'll be starting after Labor Day, but a little bit about me. We've been homeschooling for 10 years and I have 4 children, a daughter who is 13 and 3 sons ages 11, 5, and 2. Something new that we are doing this year and I'm really looking forward to is the good and the beautiful. One thing that is amazing about this curriculum is that you can get everything free online and you can download it for free and print it and there you go. But I did save up money and because I wanted to get their books, and I'll go into it in a minute because they just have beautiful books and we love having these books in our homeschool. So this year for language, arts, and literature, we are using the Good and Beautiful again. This is for my oldest son who is 11, so this is level 6. Now the good thing about this language, arts, and literature course is that it covers literature, grammar and usage, punctuation, art, geography, spelling, vocabulary, and writing, so which is pretty amazing. And it is sort of like a self-guided sort of thing for your child, so it's, I mean, you definitely are interacting with the child, but it's not completely just you have to sit down with them and monitor them. You know, a lot of it is that they go at their own pace during the day and they have a checklist and everything. But let's go ahead and let's get into it. And I plan to do an end of the year review on all this too. But for example, they have a daily checklist. They have to practice grammar cards or geography cards, which I'll show in a minute, for 5 to 7 minutes. Complete 1 lesson in your course book and read books from the Good and Beautiful list, which they recommend. So that's their daily checklist. But the one thing that I love about this is they give guidance for the teacher, and they have additional items that is needed, like a timer, a highlighter, tracing paper, watercolor, things like that. So I did go ahead and make a list of these little things that shouldn't cost too much. I like how they over here we do a dictation and memorize a poem at the and they will have to memorize it by the end of the course. This one is Australian Sunrise. Okay, so we have that, and it does come with a reader that goes along with this, and there is one other book I believe that goes along with this that they didn't have in stock, so I'll have to get, but this comes as a set. So there's this with this, and then the answer key for you. And then they have these, I love these, they have these geography and grammar cards. So they are perforated, so I'll have to disconnect them and everything. But it starts very simple in the beginning of the year, like what is a pronoun, what is a noun, etc. And on the back, they have the answer. And so they study those for 5 to 7 minutes per day. And we do homeschool Monday through Thursday, and we take Fridays off. So, and then here are the geography cards, and same thing. So I just love this, and it's self-guided for the child, because as they get older, it's good for them to keep up with their work and everything. But like I said, there is the dictation and narration and everything that I love that is very Charlotte Mason inspired. We are learning about the U.S. Constitution. So here is the packet that is, and this is only like, I think it was like $20 maybe. I'm not sure, I forget about the pricing. So what really is wonderful about this is that you have one book, U.S. Constitution and Government course book, but it's grades 4 through 8. So it's everything. It gives you guidance on how to teach, your child, whether it's in 4th grade all through 8th grade, and I may even have my kindergarten here, maybe, we'll see. It just depends on how he does during the day, but just a really good quality book. Again, I'm going to try to do more of an actual review when we get through the courses and everything. Lots of plans for videos for homeschooling this year. I'm really excited. They have lots of fun things. It tells you exactly what to do. You know, you have lesson 10, and it tells you what to do for the entire day. And if you want, you can kind of do something a little, you know, different and go, you know, if the child has questions about something, you can kind of go off, you know, on that particular area of the content. Or, you know, that's a good thing about homeschooling. It's fun to do that sometimes, but it also, there's something gratifying about completing a lesson and having it all done. It feels good mentally. So I need to remind myself when we gear off and kind of go on the off-roading a little bit, that's good, you know, not to feel guilty about that. We can, you know, when you're engaging with your child in that way, sometimes that's where the really real learning happens. And then I just remind myself, okay, we'll just complete the lesson tomorrow and get back on topic. Yeah. So lots of cool things here. And one thing I noticed too is that they have these, like, you build your own Supreme Court buildings. They have this really thick cardstock paper here. And that's one of the things why I wanted to save up money and actually get the books. So it goes into all the amendments and the Bill of Rights and everything like that. And then included is the Mystery on Constitution Island, and it's just a reader. It's fiction, but a lot of historical knowledge within the fiction, I'm sure, just by looking at it. But what I'm thinking is that I'll just pass this along between my two older students. I may have my daughter read it first, and then and have my son read it afterwards. I'll have to see how it all works. Now, these are not required in this particular curriculum or this lesson, but it is recommended. But you don't have to have these. But they're pretty inexpensive. They're only $10 and they're good quality. But they just have this journal that they go in and write on a daily basis, probably, or weekly. I'll have to see, but just a little bit more interaction and a little bit more writing and things like that. So I kind of felt a little bit more comfortable getting this to go along with it, just to enrich the whole study. Okay, so one more thing from the Good and Beautiful. Like I said, we do have a lot more books coming. We're doing a bird unit, a unit study on birds that will include my kindergartner as well. But we do have handwriting here for my 6th grader, and I'll receive the book hopefully on Wednesday for my 7th grader. And then I did order a handwriting practice for my kindergartner as well, and haven't received that. But just focuses on cursive. I love these handwriting books that actually teach while you're doing your handwriting, like capacious means spacious. So I really love those type of handwriting books that provide knowledge, copy the states and capitals, so they're learning as they are doing their handwriting practice. Okay, so we have that, and I think that is all for the Good and Beautiful. So now I'm going to move into the Barnes and Noble haul. So this goes along with our U.S. Constitution unit. I like to have any available books, whether it's from the library or just anything in their homeschool that can supplement our main lessons. So what is the Declaration of Independence? And I like these books. They pretty much have any kind of topic they have this on. So this is going to supplement. I'm not going to be reading out of this necessarily. I'm just going to have it out on our table where we do unit studies and things. And I hope to do another updated homeschool room tour here soon. And I have What is the Supreme Court too, just a little supplemental book where they can read. Then we have the Constitution Decoded. Lots of interaction here. I would call this definitely a living book. It's lively, it's not dry, it's it's really engaging, and that's the kind of books that we tend to try to incorporate in our homeschool room. The picture's kind of funny. And interactive Constitution. This one's very interactive, and I love this. It reminds me of little lap books that we do on a regular basis, or interactive books, but they have these little pop-out things where you can learn all kinds of stuff, again, about the Constitution, and then monarchy, democracy, all those, the little lift the flaps here. Sometimes we associate lift the flaps with really small kids, but even I enjoy this kind of content. So, and here's this little wheel here. Lots of fun things. I just really love these kind of books. Anytime I see these, I really want to, I just get excited. I'm like, I have to have that for our homeschool. But I do have to be careful because I do have my husband. I have a 2-year-old. We'll be 3 soon. So this kind of stuff I do have to be careful with because we don't want him to mess up. So highly already recommend this, and I haven't even really read much, but I already like it just by the way it's very interactive. And if you do homeschool, and you probably already know this, you can get a educator's card from Barnes & Noble, and you get 20% off your purchase, and that seriously brought the cost of all this down by a lot, by 20%. So, and it's not on just one particular item. You actually receive 20% off your whole purchase, which is good. Okay, and I will try to leave the author's name and the title and everything and down below. Okay, so this is going to supplement our U.S. Constitution. We have the Declaration of Independence. I love having this in. I have a reference binder that I hope to share with you here soon, and I like to keep these in. But we have Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution. These are just they're called flash charts, which I love, and they do have the recommended date on here. But U.S. government, and then I did see these other ones: multiplication and division, fractions and decimals, and grammar and punctuation. So it's always nice to have just little references like this for the child. That way they need a reminder. I always need reminding on some of this stuff too. So now the rest of this Barnes & Noble is for my kindergartner. So we have this mental blocks. I love learning resources. Anything that I can get from learning resources I try, because I just love their stuff. And you can get their stuff on Amazon and Rainbow Resources and all that stuff. So it's a 3D puzzle game, which looks to be kind of fun. This one was kind of expensive, but again, if you have your educator's card, then you can get this a little cheaper on Amazon or Rainbow Resource. I highly recommend Rainbow Resource. They're kind of a smaller homeschooling vendor. They have so much the curriculum to choose from, and they're actually a lot cheaper than most Amazon and all those places. So I'll talk about them here in a few minutes. Okay, so more for our kindergartner. But we have these numbers 1 through 30, write and wipe. So these are always good, just interactive. And we got the ABCs. And I love to keep games and just hands-on activities in the homeschool room. So this is alphabet bingo here. So lots of fun. And then I saw this, and I really, even though we do have the separate curriculum for him, he loves working and doing notebooks or workbooks. So it's good sometimes to just keep them busy, and especially if you have multiple children like me, and you're really trying to focus on a particular subject like math or language arts or something that you need to focus. And these are even perforated, so you can tear out the pages and things like that. So I love to have something like this around, whether it be he just completes one a day, or sometimes it's nice if it's guided, otherwise they just kind of go and just kind of do whatever. so there's that. And then more from Barnes & Noble. I love this. It's the Mindful Kids Activity Book. So again, just having more little backups basically that we may need through the day. But I love all this. It says only what you need, cross out all the things Katie doesn't need for drawing, you know, and a lot of this is going to have to be interactive with your child. A lot of this right here may, you know, can't go off and do on his own. I do have busy books and I highly recommend those, are like a morning basket, or things for, you know, young children, if like, you know, my kindergarten, or if you have young children, just things to keep them busy where they don't need you around sort of guiding them the whole time. But I just love this. I wanted to go love this Bailey Zen Time. This is Decorate Bailey's Bottle of Calm using stickers and color pencils. Okay, and then we have Little Learners Go Into Town. Now this one has stickers, which is nice to keep them busy. But I love that. I just love the idea of that, going to town. And I used to love books like this growing up. You know, you decorate the scenes, and it's just something comforting about these little books. So, and it does have some interactive content, you know, to engage with your child, like how many windows are there, things like that. So these are great books to have around for little ones. Highlights, they have hidden pictures, and a child could spend a lot of time looking for all of this. So these are definitely great books to keep on hand, again, when you are having to, you know, feed the baby, or if you're educating your older children, or if you have a load of laundry you have to do, or, you know what I mean, if you have or had little ones. And I have one last thing from Barnes & Noble. This goes with our birds theme, which we don't have. I wasn't able to show you all that because it's coming from the Good and Beautiful. So this is the Big Book of Birds. So this is going to... So just to have in the schoolroom, not really going to be teaching from it necessarily. I just love having these extra supplemental books. But very pretty. You know, it's very... just very calming. You know, flightless birds, why can't some birds fly? Magpies, flamingos, the great gray owls. So I love this book. Okay, so now moving on to rainbow resources. Okay, so here's the thing. So ever since my daughter was in kindergarten, from day one when we started homeschooling, we have used Saxon phonics, and I have used this for my children until this day, because it's just very simple. My children began reading at an early age. Not that that matters, because children develop their reading skills at all different ages, but that was a plus when I saw them, that they were reading pretty earlier on. And it's also scripted too, and sometimes it's also scripted too, which can be really good if you do have multiple children, because some days you're tired, and if you have that script ready for you and you know what to say to them, and especially when it comes to things like this where the content can get a little dry, you know, you can get really creative with art and history and science and all that stuff. But when it comes to stuff like this where you really don't want to mess up on, and I love the scripted material, because you know exactly what you're saying, and you're not trying to form words and wonder if you're doing, you know. And if you want, you actually don't have to follow the script if you don't want. Like if you don't feel like you want to do that, you can just kind of, you know, you have it there if you need to. Okay, this is the bad thing. So they are out of print now, so they are no longer making these as for now. Now you might be able to source out this through other homeschooling like groups, but so I was only able to receive the workbooks, part 1 and part 2, which is good because I already have the teacher's manual just from when, you know, I took really good care of it and had it since my daughter was in kindergarten. So I'm really glad I kept those, and they do come with little cards and everything, but that'll be for another video where I can do a review on this. But I kind of hate to do that because it's out of print, so if, you know, people who are wanting it, it may be harder to get. But anyways, so we're sticking to Saxon Phonics K through my for my kindergartner, and it comes with this little readers, which are so cute. They're little books that he makes on his own, and learn to read. But we've always used Saxon. So again, Rainbow Resource, again, this is probably my absolute most favorite vendor. So this goes along with our bird unit. So we have Listen to the Birds. It's an introduction to classical music. I'm not going to open up this right now. Again, I'll try to do a review. I'm not sure how many times I've said that. I'll do a review. But it comes with a CD. I am imagining, Storybook and Music CD. So I'll have to break out our old little compact little stereo and put it in the schoolroom. We've gotten so used to using our phones and things for music. But this will be nice. I actually saw this last year and I wanted to get it, and I'm really excited, especially while they're doing art or something really kind of peaceful, or something a little bit more creative in school. And during the day, I can put this on, and I like to gather anything that helps engage all the senses. So, and then we have these books. Oh, I love these books. We had one that got really damaged by my 2-year-old, so I'll have to get it again. But this one, and that was the backyard birds. These are the woodland bird songs, but you. Here, actually, I have to play this for you. Because I love these books. They're so peaceful, and they don't sound obnoxious or anything. They actually sound like the real bird, and it's great for identifying birds too outside. Now these are woodland birds again, but what these are, here's the great horned owl, I think. Or no, that's the barn owl. I'm not sure what all that this looks like. Maybe a vulture or a turkey of some kind. Okay, turkey. But these are great. Yeah, we have, red crossbill. These are hermit thrush. Now the other one we had was a little bit more, like cardinal and blue jay and robin, or a crow, things like that. That was a little bit, but these are a little bit more advanced birds. Red-eyed vireo, I'm not sure. Sharp-shinned hawk. Wow, that's kind of cool. So, again, so excited to incorporate this. And one thing I love about Rainbow Resources are these. They have a lot of these little charts and maps and things like that on any kind of subject, really. So this goes with U.S. government. And I love these little placemats. We have the signers of the U.S. Constitution. I love the little placemats. Oh, and we have the Bill of Rights on the other side. So sort of like a 2-in-1 type of thing. And then we have the United States Constitution here. Again, another placemat. And these are really laminated heavily, so which is good if you have multiple children, because it's good to pass down this information and keep this as long as you can. And we have this back here, so very durable. And then we have these. I love these. They're sort of a antique parchment document, a reproducible of this one's the Constitution. So I love this. I love having, even though you can't hardly, you can barely even read it, but it's just something about having this just to get a little more of a feel and realness to historical content. So I won't take all of them out. I just wanted to show you what this looks like, a old document. And then we have the Bill of Rights too, and then the Declaration of Independence. The last thing from Rainbow Resource is another one of these posters. Now this one isn't laminated, but I think it was only like $2 or $3, so that's completely fine by me. We can go get it laminated for pretty cheap. But again, the 3 branches of government, and I think this would be helpful if I hang this up on the wall just for some extra reference. Okay, so the last of our haul is from this little teacher store. It's called the Learning Post. And when we were on vacation, we just took a little weekend vacation to Des Moines a few weeks ago, and we usually do that once a year just to kind of get away. And they have this little teacher store there that I absolutely love. But so I picked up some bookmarks just to kind of, you know, start the year off right. I try to get them like a little the first day back to school, like a little goodie bag of some kind that has pins and bookmarks or stickers or things like that. So we have that, and then we have these little travel tags. I figured since we're kind of traveling back in time, learning about the Constitution, and we're also doing ancient Egypt in the winter time. So I don't have books based on that because, you know, we have to spread out our funds, and so a couple months I'll be getting our ancient Egypt supplies and resources. But so I saw this little travel tag, so I thought that might go well with that. And then there's a passports too, so I may just decorate our bulletin board with these, or I might do something else. We'll see. And then I saw this little burlap pocket chart. I love to incorporate wall words, or the word wall in our homeschool, and I thought this would sort of complement that, because I used to just use little like sticky back tape and then put a piece of paper on the wall and everything. So this might organize those a little bit better. That, and the wall words are usually anything that pertains to our unit study usually. We'll see. And then last thing, I love this company, Think Fun. They have a lot of different type of dice, learning dice and everything, but this is so cute. It's these little yoga. It's a yogurt actually yogurt and yoga go pretty well together, I guess. Have a cup of yogurt after your yoga. Okay, but this is yoga dice. So the child, you can either play the game itself, or just maybe in the morning you can roll the die and then do the pose that it has on it. So it's so cute. But it is actually a game if you want to get into do a game though. But I'm not sure what all this is. I'll have to read the directions. I think there's more little tokens to my 5-year-old got into this and was really excited, and I was trying to no, let's keep it for the first day of homeschool. But so again, yeah, you could do it as a game, or you could just put these in the child's little morning basket and then have them roll a die, each morning, and they can do that pose for the morning or before bed or whatever. You can get creative with these things. So that was the last thing. Oh, if you have information you want to share in the comment section about homeschooling, or if you have any questions, or if there's something that I didn't cover on this haul, if you just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Or if you want to share some of your homeschooling wisdom, if you're a seasoned homeschool mom or dad, then you can just leave that in the comment section. But I'm really looking forward to getting this channel back up and going. So I guess that's it for today, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.